What's up, everybody? How we doing? I decided to make some more YouTube videos on a more regular basis with an elevated voice. My little brother tells me I need to speak up, I guess. So I had a little bit of time today to work on a couple projects that I've been sitting around on for a while. One of those is this right here. It's a grill that I got that I'm stripping right now. I got a deal worked out from a buddy of mine. I got this trunk, these headlights, the grill, and a couple fenders for an amazing price, so I couldn't pass it up. I had to get a hold of it. And then I decided to put on my TTE Rep front lip that is on temporarily because my JP lip, which is probably what you guys are wondering why it's not on, got damaged pretty bad. I was driving on the 8 freeway in the midst of one of these crazy rainstorms that we got going on today, and there was a big ass weird looking piece of paper that looked like floating paper in the freeway, and I was driving and I dodged it, got a good look at it. It looked like a big huge mangled fender, and kept driving, and then kind of got sandwiched in between a couple cars, and then another big ass fender popped out of nowhere that shot out at me, and totally hit that front lip. But because it hangs so low to the ground, it actually took the impact right here and pushed it out away from the car, which was cool because I just recently put a bunch of work done to the Lexus with these under chassis braces, which hang pretty low, as well as the sway bars and a strut tie bars and a couple other things that I've been doing. So I was thankful that that shit didn't get underneath there and wrapped around something and destroy something like an oil pan or who knows what. But so yeah, I'll be making more videos, even if it's something lame like this. So the TTE Rep front lip, just to give you guys a heads up, they give you these little lame ass screws to put on, and I've seen people even use these things, these little weird sheet metal screws, and they work. You know, I actually use those too, but I found that these right here are sick. They're flat. You definitely have more head on them, a little bit thicker thread. So when you're dealing with plastic and bumpers and shit like that, you want something with a lot of thread on it, not something so thin that once it goes through, it could strip it really easily. So, and they, you know, they got the little washer, so it works good. And so with that, I just put one right here on the corner, another one on like right around here corner, and then another one there, and so forth. So 5 total is what I ended up putting on, but it holds up pretty good. And double-sided tape, of course. When you're putting that on, you want to kind of make sure that the back of the lip is sanded down, so when you stick that double-sided tape, it actually has something good to grab onto, you know. I learned that the hard way. While I was doing my front lip, I scuffed it up real good with some 320 grit. If you just try to shoot it with primer, the odds are it's just going to peel right off, you know. So I left it kind of rough. I used a microfiber cloth with some paint or lacquer thinner just to help pull off any dust. You don't want to paint over dust, you know. I used some random primer, filler primer, just because it did have some imperfections on it. Sanded that down. Then I shot it with some Rust-Oleum black paint because I initially wanted to use this Duplicolor match that actually is meant coated for my car, which I used for the JP lip. That actually did really well, but the problem with that is that you gotta do a lot of prepping and a lot of after work once you paint that on. Once you paint that on, you're going to have to hit it with a color sanding, and then you're going to have to hit it with a clear coat, and then color sanding, and then a polish, and then a wax, and it's just, you know, for something that's gonna go on temporary, I just opted for the black because I did hit it with primer, hit it with that shiny paint, and it wasn't as shiny without the clear and without the work, so I just decided not to do it. With this, it was a deal. It's normally like, I guess, $600. Maybe you guys will find it cheaper. I'm dumb enough to think that it's worth that much. I got it used though for a lot less. I had to sand it, use some Bondo work on it and fiberglass work on it, and did that same process, you know. So primer, sand, base coat, sand, clear, sand, polish, and all of that. So with the grill, sorry I'm all over the place, I used this aircraft remover. It might as well have been water. It didn't work at all. It was crap. Seriously crap. This aircraft remover here works great. You just gotta let it sit for a while. And then you can hose it off. I've used that brush, agitate it, and it works pretty well. I just use this Rust-Oleum because it has built-in primer, and it normally does a decent job. It goes on really good and thick. It doesn't run that much. I've used other paint. For some reason, Rust-Oleum does a good job, you know, being the for cost efficiency, you know. So yeah, that front lip, easy enough. Been using this floor fan because it's fucking cold and wet outside, and I don't have much time. I use this roll-on paper and blue tape to mask it off, and this 3M tape works really good because it comes off really easily. So yeah, I've just been here chilling with the dogs, who have decided that it'd be a good idea to take a fucking piss in the house because it's a rainy day. So now they're in trouble and they're chilling, they're lamping, loving life. Because it's just so wet out here, I guess they can't come outside to piss. But yeah, I guess I will be showing more videos, and hopefully there'll be some decent content in them, and hopefully you guys can learn something. And if you guys have better ways of doing things, hit me up, let me know. If you guys want to see anything different, let me know as well. You know, the Civic we've gotten some decent progress with. Only thing we're pending on is ordering different rotors. Other than that, the brake system and the Innovative has hooked us up with some a really good deal on some mounts and some axles for the H-swap that we're putting in here. Just to let you guys know, we are working with Bill Sting right now too to get us a hold of some sponsorship shocks as well, because we've been working with Import Auto Wrecking as well as Pan a little bit to try to get a good deal for everything. So we're getting mild sponsorships, which is cool because it's the beginning of our little underfunded racing garage